Hello, my friends. I hope you all had a very nice weekend. It's Tuesday, about midday, and it was pouring all morning, but I'm looking outside and the sun is out. Who knows for how long, but it's out. Moosie's not ready to go out yet. It probably is pretty drenching out there, but I'm excited to know who's eating the mealworms because they're disappearing even in the rain, and what other birds are around waiting for Moose to go out. We had an interesting weekend. We didn't have a great big giant party. We did eat our cabbage and potatoes and corned beef. As a matter of fact, I did a couple of meals afterward. Moose wanted the traditional corned beef sandwich, which I did make him on sourdough bread. What else did we have, Moose? Oh, one day he had a great big bowl of potatoes with some chives on top and butter, and that was it. The cabbage didn't last for some reason or other, so I never did make the cold cannon. So in our video today, you're going to see a little bit of some cooking in the kitchen where I made a fabulous breakfast in one of those muffin tins using up some leftovers from St. Patrick's Day. It was yummy. Moose loved it. It's another really good, healthy breakfast that I think you'll love. Well, I got out some old French bread that I still had, cut it up and halved it. I got out what was left of the corned beef, not much, had a little bit of green onions and chopped those up, some cherry tomatoes, and I had some egg mixture from French toast that I had made another morning. So I just cracked one more egg in it to make it a little thicker, and I pretty much whisked it up and had all the ingredients ready to go. I did grease one of those muffin tins and put the French bread in, and then I poured in the egg mixture, which soaked up into the bread, and it was ready to go. I put the onions on top. I put some cherry tomatoes up after I cut them up. It was beginning to look good. And then I proceeded to chop up what was left of the corned beef. Wasn't much, but enough to give it a great taste. So I put that on, and then I only had a few potatoes left. Moosie loved his potatoes, so he ate all those up. I chopped up what was left of those, put those on top, maybe hoping they'd roast, but they really didn't. They just warmed up. Doesn't this look good? And then it was ready to go into the oven. I set the temperature for 375 degrees and cooked it, I would say, at least 15 minutes, possibly a little bit longer. You can judge it, and it mostly depends on whether the egg mixture is nice and gelled. Don't forget the pepper, and set your timer. Now, if you're making this at another time, Oscar Mayer makes a fabulous fully cooked bacon. You get about 9 or 10 slices, and I would say it's delicious. You can substitute this or regular bacon, or actually any meat of your choice, obviously if it's not St. Patty's Day. When I took them out, they came out very easily, and I would say they probably cooked maybe 20 minutes. They were wonderful, and Moosie loved them. Enjoy.
Please look at that. Isn't that something?
That's another sort of finish up the everything from the fridge.
Yeah.
Tomatoes and a little butter on top. Yummy?
Yeah. On a rainy day. Huh?
On another rainy day.
Yeah.
Enjoy your breakfast.
Thanks,
A lovely visit over the weekend from our granddaughter Bridget, her husband Shep, and the girls, those sweet girls that were singing the song to Moosie when he was in the hospital. And they stayed for hours, and the girls and I sat in our bed. We always wind up, the girls always wind up in the bed, and I was reading some stories to little Brinley. You'll remember Brinley, the little Girl Scout cookie seller, and we just had the nicest visit with them. And you know, it makes us so happy, I have to tell you, when we do get visits from grandkids and great-grands. Just a great time. And also, as you know, Moosie has started the rehab at home here. And we have a really nice guy coming out, a boy by the name of Brian. And he is wonderful. He is doing leg exercises with Moose that no one has ever done before in the rehabs that we've had on other times when he has had home rehab. And these seem to be really working on what he calls teaching Moose how to walk correctly. And Moose knows that he's had trouble trying to walk with his rollator and not doing it correctly. And Brian really believes that he's going to be able to have Moose walking and enjoying himself, hopefully maybe in 6 weeks. What I've been doing is I have been filming the exercises with my camera when Brian has Moose on the bed. And this way, Moose can remember the exercises by looking at the camera how he's supposed to be doing them the correct way.
So this one you're using a lot of hamstring back of the 3. Good, and down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
And I never thought of doing this before, but it seems to be helping a great deal. So it's been a busy time having Brian coming in and out. And what with the rain, we keep telling him he keeps bringing the rain, but hopefully I think we have some sunshine on the way. Well, you've probably noticed that I still have not gotten my St. Patrick's Day mantle fixed yet. I'm going to be taking it down soon, and once I can get into my yellow tubs in the shed without some rain, I will be doing something new, something spring. Hopefully, if spring ever comes. By the way, isn't today the first day of spring? Might be. The St. Patrick's Day will all be packed away, and the real shamrocks that I did get, I will be planting them out in the garden so that they can keep growing and multiplying. They would probably, I already put one out there in the rain, and I'm sure that it's loving the rain, you know, that same Irish misty weather. Speaking of that, so many of you liked my outfit in the last video. And those pearls I've had forever. And normally I didn't think I could wear chokers, but lately I've kind of been enjoying them as long as they're not too tight around my neck. And I found, I think, a pearl ring and something else, dressed it up. And they mentioned also the little black jacket that I wore with my green kilt on St. Patrick's Day. And several people wanted to know more about that. Well, you know, I have a little small collection and have had it for years of little short black jackets, different types, some sporty, some a little dressier than others. And, you know, it's like your collection of your little black dresses. To me, those jackets I've worn with everything from fancy skirts and trousers and evening trousers, daytime trousers, and jeans. And maybe one of these times I'll do a video with my little black jackets, probably before they go out to the shed for the spring and summer. And I found this, I'm still so glad that I'm able to wear my winter clothing. It's lasting a lot longer this year. I haven't done the switcheroo yet into spring clothes. But that was a jacket that I did pick up at Ross during the winter. I think I only paid $12.98 for it. You know, unfortunately, Ross clothing, it's sort of a one-off thing where you find something, it just happens to be in your size and you get it. You probably didn't notice, but it did have a lot of gathering here in the sleeve, and it was a somewhat of a puffy sleeve. But I love the rhinestone buttons, and it's one of those things, as you can tell, I just put a pair of jeans on with it, and it just looked okay with the pearls and the jeans. Here I was all dressed up with no place to go, but we were all pretending we were going out to lunch somewhere anyway, weren't we? So I am still enjoying the winter clothing. I probably will for the rest of the month at least, I think. Maybe right up to Easter time, who knows? In the last video, I think I mentioned just in passing that Moosie and I were thinking about going back up to Idaho to visit our son and his wife, Bonnie. And as you know, Billy has the B&B up there in Kooski, Idaho on the Clearwater River. Beautiful place. And he has vineyards, and last year was their first harvest. And Billy does make his own wine. He has a winemaking room up there now. So we'll be anxious to see it. We haven't been up there. Honestly, it was probably the first couple of months of COVID when they drove down in their big motorhome and took us up. We had a lovely ride up. They didn't want us flying up on a plane because of COVID. So we had this great adventure. We stayed 6 weeks and just loved it. Tried to get back the next year, but it didn't work with COVID and flying. But this year, Moose really wants to go. So that's one of the reasons he's working so hard, trying to get his walking back again. And I think he's going to do it because I think we're going to be able to do it. Perhaps sometime, maybe in May would be a good time for us. You know, they do have the B&B, and we don't want to take up one of their rooms in case they have guests coming. So that gives us something to look forward to. As you can see, I'm in an outfit that I actually have shown you before. Moosie loves these colors on me, and I kind of do too. So today's the day for the copper chrome lipstick again. I rotate between my three faves, the red one and the iced amethyst and this copper chrome one. But this is a leisure suit, I guess you would call it. It's a nice jacket, and it's corduroy, a wide wale corduroy, and it has the matching pants. The ankles, I think, have some elastic in them. And they're on sale. It's a Walmart suit. And I noticed a week ago that the two pieces were still on sale in Walmart. Very, very reasonable. And I think it's a no boundaries label on here. And the top is from a leisure suit. I'm going to call it that too. And I know you all bought them a couple of years ago. I found these on Amazon, and they're so comfortable to be able to wear just for every day, walking around, doing your normal things that you could do, go to the store, being outside in the garden, whatever. And it's pants and a top, and it has these lovely wooden buttons up the front. And I think in the end I bought a blue one and this rusty color and I think a black one. And I have worn them. They're something you can just throw on. You look sort of dressed up, but you're really not. I think that might be it. This is not a very long one. I'll have to try and get back when things start happening. Thank you so much for enjoying our videos and sending your lovely comments to both of us. We both appreciate them so much. And now, as the sun is out again and back, it keeps going. You can probably tell I film here in front of a window, natural filming, and the light, the night when it's nice and bright out, I get some good light. It keeps going in and out. But they say we have hope coming this week, or at least by the end of the week, for some good sun that might last. So bye for now, everybody. We love you. God bless us all.